Gay people have been around since the Byzantine era. During the Greek times, homosexuality was the norm, and there was never a problem with it. These days, in this society, gay people are being harassed, they're being bashed, they're being beaten, they're being discriminated against, and some of them are even being murdered. I've come to the point that I fully understand why some gay people get married and live an entire life of lies, pretending to be someone they're not, simply for the fact that they're afraid for society to know that they're gay. So they're in the closet, so to speak. Some even get married, some even have children. I don't condone that, living that type of lie, but I fully understand the reason for doing so. I personally don't have a problem with gay people and gay marriage. It's just not really an issue to me. People are people. You have your good people, you have your bad people. And I don't think anybody's sexuality really has anything to do with, the reason the way the world is. My problem, personally, is with the so-called Christians, the homophobic heterosexuals, and the gay bashers that deem it their inalienable right to rule over people and tell them who they can and cannot love and tell them who they can and cannot marry. It's ludicrous. Same-sex marriage is supposedly, according to society, they say that it is ruining the institution of marriage. Well, I have news for you people that seem to think that way. Heterosexuals are ruining the institution of marriage. They're having multiple marriages, multiple divorces, multiple affairs, and running around with multiple people, spreading multiple diseases, and having multiple children by multiple people. That is definitely a morality issue as far as I'm concerned. These things have really nothing to do with gay people loving one another and wanting to be married. It's been said that gay marriage is unconstitutional as well, but that couldn't be farthest from the truth. The Constitution says nothing about gay marriage. That complaint needs to be thrown out with the rest of the garbage. The Constitution says a lot about equal rights for the citizens, for all citizens of the United States. The 14th Amendment is supposed to guarantee equal rights for all of our citizens of the United States, and we're not to be discriminated against for any reason. It's unconstitutional to ban gay marriage on that merit alone. The freedom to marry one is within the pursuit of happiness, and it's on the basic of civil rights for all mankind. It's public knowledge, but people just for some reason don't seem to understand it, or they just don't deem it as important. Times were different when the Constitution was written. I feel that it should be reconsidered and possibly reworded or changed for the good of all mankind. Neither the Constitution nor society has the right to pick and choose who they will and will not give equal rights to. Opposing gay marriage is just another form of prejudice in this life. Less than 50 years ago, black people couldn't marry anyone of other than their own race. Some people were imprisoned. Some were even murdered because of it. As a matter of fact, it was eventually taken off the books, but I'm sure you'd be surprised to know that it was still on the book of laws in the state of Alabama until the year 2000. But I guess that's fine too, because the Constitution had it written in there. It's horrible. Now the gay and lesbian community are being oppressed because of the old bigoted society back then and some of the new hate now. The only difference between then and now is back then it was an issue. People were being hated because of their color. Now the issue is because they want to be with someone of the same sex. people are also bringing up the Bible in their objection of gay marriage. The Bible speaks of homosexual relationships as being a sin. However, the Bible also speaks of men having more than one wife, but this is not allowed in the United States. I believe it's considered as bigotry. I recall a television show a while back called Sister Wives. It was about a man that had multiple wives, and they all commingled and mixed together and had tons of children and babies running around. I think that's a bit more immoral than two same-sex people falling in love and wanting to get married. What's the big deal? I've even heard ministers say that gay and lesbian people are the reason for the world going to hell and the reason for all the turmoil and things that are going on. A person's sexual preference is irrelevant as to the issues that we're having in the world today. Babies are being abused. People are being murdered each and every day for a quarter. It's useless, senseless reasons. Husbands are cheating on their wives. Ministers are messing around with the people in the congregation. Priests are molesting little boys after Mass. So what does all that have to do with gay and lesbian people getting married? It's ridiculous. Those things are totally irrelevant. This law needs to pass. What's wrong with people loving each other? Race, sexuality, it really has nothing to do with it. We're all here for one purpose. We should all get along and love each other, because that's what God intends us to do. It's our job to love one another as God has loved us. And the part of the judging, it should belong to Him and only Him, no one else. Thank you.